What's up guys, and welcome back to Ty's Rides. So a while back I did a budget gravel bike video. I talked about 5 gravel bikes under $1,000. After that video, a lot of you guys commented like, hey, you should check out Poseidon. They make really awesome bikes at a really great price. So I decided to look into these Poseidon bikes and talk about them. And I also found a few more bikes under $1,000 that I didn't include on that list. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first bike on the list is from Poseidon, and that's the Poseidon X, coming in at $700. After checking out Poseidon's website, I learned that they are a consumer direct brand. They offer 2 drop bar gravel bikes under $1,000. The first bike is the Poseidon X, coming in at $700. With this bike, you get an aluminum frame, carbon fork, and full Microshift Advent 1x10 drivetrain. So prior to making this video, I had no idea what Advent was. People had commented like Advent's a really great value, so I looked into it, and I learned that Advent drivetrains are actually lighter than Shimano XT drivetrains and lighter than SRAM GX drivetrains, so that was pretty interesting. For brakes, the bike comes with Tektro mechanical disc brakes. The bike can take up to a 700 by 40C tire and is compatible with 650B up to 1.9 wide tires. Poseidon says on their website that the wheels that come with this bike are not tubeless compatible, which what I think that means is they don't come pre-taped. I've got some bikes, my Kona for example, the wheels on that I do not believe were tubeless compatible, but all I had to do was tape the rim and add a tubeless tire and sealant, and they do work. So I have a feeling that if you did the same with this bike, it could be set up tubeless. The next bike on the list, also from Poseidon, is the Poseidon Redwood, coming in at $900. For this bike, Poseidon took the geometry of the Poseidon X and beefed it up so you can eat up gravel with enough tire to absorb the vibrations of a rutted, rocky trail. This bike uses 27.5 tubeless compatible through axle wheels, and the aluminum frame has clearance for 2.5 wide tires. Like the Poseidon X, this bike also comes with a carbon fork and full Microshift Advent 1x10 drivetrain and Tektro mechanical disc brakes. This bike also has multiple locations on the frame to mount an assortment of accessories front and rear. The next bike on the list comes from Marin, and that is the Marin Cisio, coming in at $880. I talked about the Marin Gestalt on the last budget gravel bike video I made, but now I wanted to take a closer look at the Cisio. The frame and fork on this bike are made of steel, which gives it the classic lines and frame tubes that look similar to what you would see on a classic steel bike. The frame is designed to accept 700C by 30mm tires, but can take up to 40mm tires. Like the bikes on my first budget gravel list, this bike uses a Shimano Claris 2x8 drivetrain, and for the brakes, it comes with a ProMax Render R mechanical disc brake. Given the fact that this bike has fender mounts and a ton of rack mounts, this would make a great gravel bike and even a perfect bike for commuting. The next bike on the list comes from KHS, and that's the Grit 55, coming in at $950. Like the last bike on this list, this bike also comes with a steel frame and fork, as well as a Shimano Claris 2x8 drivetrain. For brakes, the bike comes with Bangle mechanical disc brakes. This bike comes with 700C tubeless ready wheels wrapped in Kenda Flint Ridge 40C tires. The bike comes with front and rear mounts, as well as a top tube feed bag mount. And like the last bike on this list, I think that the KHS would make a great commuter bike, great gravel bike, light touring bike, pretty much a great do-it-all option. The next bike on the list is from Jamis, and that's the Jamis Renegade A1. Now, I almost left this bike off this list because it comes in $50 over $1,000 at $1,050, but Jamis, as I started to look at their gravel bikes, they make some really nice gravel bikes, and I thought this was a really good looking bike at this price point. The A1 comes as an aluminum frame and fork with Shimano Claris 2x8 drivetrain with Tektro flat mount mechanical disc brakes. The bike comes with 700C wheels, which are tubeless compliant, and 37C WTB Riddler tires. This bike also comes with several mounts, including a feed bag mount, which I think is a nice touch. All right guys, so there you have it, 5 more budget gravel bikes. I was really impressed with the Poseidon bikes. Now, they are a consumer direct brand, so consumer direct brands are able to cut some costs because they're direct to consumer. I thought they were good looking bikes. The Advent shifting, I don't know a lot about it, but the people that have commented on previous videos have said that Advent shifting is awesome. It's a really good value to performance ratio, if that makes sense. So if you're able to get your hands on one of those bikes, I don't know about their stock. I don't know what they've got in stock right now, but if you're able to get your hand on one of those, I think that is a great bike. Either of those bikes are great bikes at that price point. But guys, as always, I appreciate you watching the video. Remember, hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment, all that good stuff, and you guys have a good one.